Hello, Facebook. Who am I? Well, depends who wants to know, really, but at the end of the day, my name is Kerry. Random talk. I'm a blogger. I do mental health awareness and try to prevent suicide where I can by giving much education and information to the public as possible. My own journey, though, is interesting because when you've come from a life of always trying to climb up, and when you get up, somebody will try and knock you down. And that goes on and on and on for the process of life, doesn't it? Until you find the right surroundings, the right balance, the right people. But can you find the right people who are not in it for their own gain? You see, I think friendship at the end of the day, associations should wish you well, help you along your journey, but not go out and set out to ridicule you. What I noticed since I started a business is that people home in on, wow, she's doing something. And then they want to take part. And when they take part, the aim, as I always say, is about prevention, raising awareness. But when they fall out with me, suddenly that awareness becomes unimportant. It becomes no more. It becomes, I'm not doing it because you're doing it now. So the aim of raising awareness was never there in the first place. It was about friendship or what they could get out of it. But I'm not there where I used to be years and years ago. I am doing something for the community. That's raising awareness. Whoever wanted to tag along and do what I'm doing, which is an inspirational thing, could have done that. They didn't need to hold my hand through that process. But I find it absolutely disgusting that when people have an issue with me, they will call me names. They will call me words like I'm a narcissist. Now, if you're in a health profession, one of those things that I always say, especially on this project, is don't call names. Don't make someone feel really bad because you don't want to speak to them, because you don't like their way or their method. And the other thing is about all through this, trying to do mental health awareness, is people want to know about my method. My method is honesty, integrity, and to make sure that you are helping each other and you're kind. But when you're unkind, you defeat the purpose of what my aim is, and that is raising awareness and prevention of such hurtful contents. Now, I've been called all sorts of names, and you know they say sticks and stones? Well, sticks and stones will break your bones, but names can never hurt us. That's what they say. I believe at the end of the day, names do hurt. Names belittle people and make them, especially when they're trying to come up from depression and they've been called names all their life, like you're useless, you're just pathetic, you're this. All of those kind of hurtful names to make someone lose their self-esteem. And I think sometimes people are really intentional with actually trying to pull someone down, and they'll go out their way, and all the friends that you once had, they'll home in on them and gossip and then try to take those friends away. Now, the thing is, friends... it's reality, isn't it? The thing is, friends cannot be taken. A true friend will be there. They will see through the BS. They will give you a fair hearing, and they will not judge you like the others are judging you, because they just want to simply say what's going on. Now, that becomes gossip, doesn't it, what's going on? But sometimes you have to tell somebody about the behaviour that you are indeed incurring on you. And it doesn't make you a gossip. It means that you've reached out and you've spoken to somebody. But make sure you give the true facts when you are speaking to someone, because reputation is everything. And I will say that so many times that since starting a business, somebody have gone out their way to try and ruin my reputation. And it has been completely degrading treatment. And I do put a stop to it. It's simple. I change the circle, I change the atmosphere, because at the end of the day, my aim is about prevention, not making someone feel so small, like they're useless. Since I started this project, Mental Health Awareness, Real Talk, that's the Facebook, but actually the company, since I started Mind Over Matter Project, Suicide Prevention, I've had numerous people come in and go, I've got an idea. And when I don't use their idea, they go, well, we need another therapeutic approach or CBT. Look, the approach that you have is that you're getting taught by somebody with a diagnosis who's telling you at the end of the day that speaking out saves lives and support saves more, that supporting somebody through mental health and disabilities is important. And it isn't just, oh, one day hello, the next day goodbye. No, that mental health and depression is something that you have to stay on top of so you do not relapse back. And unfortunately, we do share different cultures around here. We do. And that plays a part also on how you're received, how you're looked at, if you're ridiculed or not. And I'm sick and tired of people ridiculing me through doing something good for the community. And I'd like to see those people that ridicule me, I'd love to see them do what I've done. Because it's not a matter of jealousy. It's, I wish you would do something that I am doing, like I am doing, similar, to help other people, because we can't have more than enough people to help with mental health in this community. There needs to be more people active in the community. And if you think you're good for the job, get up and do that and help people. But one thing people can stop doing with me is ridiculing me because they're jealous that I am there. I'm there, I've done something, and I'm not sitting in the situation. Second of all, what I also want to say is those people that point the finger at somebody that, like myself with a diagnosis, will try and teach me the way to rise up. You can only teach me if you are not on medication. Because what we're doing here is we're going raw without medication. And we're actually realizing that no medication is going to stop negative people from entering your circle. But what you must do is take your time with people. Don't give all of you 100%. I think the problem with me is I've been so trusting, always giving people the benefit of the doubt. That's what you should do. And if they make a mistake, I give them a chance to correct it. But if they don't correct it and can't even apologise for disgusting behaviour or trying to take down something that is worthy of helping people and saving their lives, I just think it's disgusting. So if you hear any rumours about me that I'm a narcissist, I'm not a narcissist. First of all, you need to know what that actual word means. Okay, because I'm really offended at that. If I was a narcissist, and maybe I have, we've got narcissistic traits within us. Who knows? But maybe I do want things done my way, because that's why I invented the project, was to do things my way, not to take the lead from the old people that we've been accustomed to all our lives through the mental health support. Yes, it's there, and it's okay for people if they want a subtle approach. It suits certain disabilities, and it doesn't. Either or, individual tactics to help someone along the way. Now, I've gone through every mental health service. The old used to be mines, and you'd go to the GP, you'd tell the GP you're a bit depressed. At the time, you've got to understand what the depression was about. And I think at the time mine was a housing situation, so therefore it made me completely depressed. So you go to the GP signs you over to the mental health facilities, wait for your assessment, which can take months sometimes, and meantime your ongoing situation is making your mental health decline. And sometimes you've got people talking in the street, so you have a bit of a decline in your health whilst you're waiting. So I realised that wait that we had could be up to 6 months sometimes, and that's just terrible because people die 1 every 40 seconds of suicide. So what I did is, with the company I built, and I wanted to bridge that gap. I wanted to give some support in the meantime whilst you would be waiting for the mental health services. But I know that when you use the mental health services, what's your problem? We can't just chuck a pill at the problem. And I think if you know what it is, what the actual problem is, why would you take a pill for, let's say, a housing situation? Why would you take a tablet for a housing situation? Why? Because once the housing situation is resolved, you no longer need them medications, but you are now starting to become addicted to those medications, and you think that you can't function without those medications. And this is the thing. You are tricked sometimes in society to thinking that a medication will cure everything. And you're you'll be sitting there suffering from depression, and you have to rally up to, why are you depressed? Is it one situation? Is it more than one situation? Is it a combination? If you can't even hold any friends. I looked at my life and I thought, you know what, I'm going on the right panel. I'm doing the right thing. I'm raising awareness. But friends, no. Those are the ones that stand beside me and help with raising awareness are the ones that I admire, because they're not in it for their own gain. They are literally in it because there is hundreds of people to serve within the community, to reach and give information. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my achievements. I can say that since, and this, I think this is a good tip, when you do find something constructive to do, something to get up for, something to get up for in the mornings, something to wake up for, something to be excited about, that gives you hope, it gives you inspiration, it makes you feel that you're doing something good. But when somebody comes along and says, I don't like what you're doing, I think they're out of order, really, because at the end of the day, somebody had to start the job, didn't they? And I certainly have been doing it since 2019, actually, now. And I've been quite successful in all I do, and very productive in all I do. And you've only got to go to Mind Over Matter Project Suicide Prevention on the YouTube channel and see the amount of work that I have carried out. See the amount of education that I have carried out. Am I looking for validation here? No, I'm just expressing myself. I'm using my time wisely to tell people to get up, stand up. Don't let people belittle you. Look at their own lives and see if their lives are balanced. See if their lives are like yours. Do they get up in the morning? Are they raising awareness? Are they helping the community? Or are they just a complainer that ridicules you, but their own life isn't much different? Their own life is full of, I can't be bothered. So they just pick on you. Some people just pick on you because they've got nothing better to do. So when they can pick on you, or pick on a person in the community, or ridicule them, or name call them, or put stupid posts up, or something like that, you know, it's because I've got nothing better to do. I wouldn't waste my time putting posts up of negative posts. I would definitely give my time to put positive, encouraging posts up, and to make sure that there is some help out there and education goes out there. You know, when people have a disability, it's not about, let's just find out about that, the case of mental health. Let's find out what's the problem. Is there disabilities? Have they got back problems? All of these things that come into play are people trying to manage their emotion. And I think damage is so certainly done when you latch onto someone, you pretend that you're going to be someone, you're going to be, I like you, and then there's one problem, you then leave them. You can do so much damage by just not ironing out problems and just walking away and not giving somebody a reason. Now, I give people a reason. I give people an opportunity to put things right, to apologise, or to move forward, or to understand, most of all, understand behaviour. And that's what I'm about, is behaviour. And as long as people have got bad behaviour, I stay away from it, because it will cause me depression. It will make me depressed. Being in their negativity would keep me in depression, and I wouldn't be productive. So I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing, raising awareness in the community, because I enjoy it. It gives me something to wake up for. If I wasn't doing this situation, this project, in what it means to me is raising awareness, then I guess I'd be in depression and not having any direction. But at least I've got something small to get up for in the morning. But that something small has been serving so many and making a difference, just because I'm talking, just because I'm saying I can relate to what you're going through, or I've been there. A lot of people don't even know that I've got knowledge in housing, knowledge with social care, you know, and if I don't, then I know somebody who does. You know, these are the everyday life situations that some people are trying to get out of, because they don't know where to go. They don't know what direction to take. And that's what we're here for. Hey, I've been on that journey and I know the way out. Can I help you? What do you need? kindness and ear and a lending hand. I think, if somebody is in your circle for temporarily, you do take out something good. And then if they go bitter, then that's on them. That's their reputation, isn't it? For me, at the end of the day, the journey is about you. The individual journey is about you. Are you going to let the negative in your life to stop you from going forward? You can change the outcome to your situations by applying a little bit of education, a little bit of knowledge, and reaching out to the right people if you need time to talk and a lending ear. If you're creative, come up with ideas, put it out there. I was thinking earlier, just briefly, that I never did learn to play an instrument to the best of my ability. I strum a guitar because I bought one to tick it off my bucket list, my wish list, and I can play a little bit now. I can't read the notes, but I can play a little bit now. But it got me thinking, if anybody can play a guitar, why don't you do some teaching lessons online in a Zoom or something like that, and invite people so they can, in this lockdown spare time, can learn how to play an instrument? Why don't you do that? Sometimes you can bring the world into somebody else's house just by technology nowadays and teach them a new technique, a new tool, a new experience. So find your creative side. That's what I'm saying. Stick with it and continue your journey and be positive, and don't let no one, nobody steal your enjoyment.